its pleasures did tempt me to stray. I saw not the danger that lurked on the way. The toils closed around me, I knew no release, but Jesus has found me and given me his peace. Get right with God, his pardon is free. Get right with God, he's waiting for thee. Our Jesus is calling, oh come unto me. Take him, O sinner, and get right with God.
Hello, hello. Hope all is well. Well, I couldn't help but to give a review on one of the most circulated books from all over is The Great Controversy. This book. I want to share, first and foremost, the blessings that I've gotten from this book. And I read it from cover to cover, and I can tell you truly, this book is inspired, hands down. It talks about the history of our pioneers, our Christian Protestants who died and fought for their faith, who stood against the attacks, the persecution, scoffing, and the mocking in order to stand on the Bible and the Bible only, from which was birthed the United States Constitution of the freedom of conscience, where we even hear in our national anthem and the United States and even in Canada, the freedoms that we so take for granted today. This book also unveils the French Revolution and why the rise of atheism was also born and brought about, and how the commandments of God is so often attacked, even amongst professed Christians who believe that the law of God is obsolete. This book unravels also the fall and rise, the rise and fall of the papacy, of the Roman papacy, and how through this power has persecuted many, many of Bible-believing Christians who follow in the footsteps of Christ and were persecuted because they refused the dogmas or the teachings of the Roman Catholic Church. Not against the people itself. The book also unveils that there are sincere Catholics, but it's against the system, the teachings of the Roman Papal Church. Also, it talks about the current events that are happening now, that you're seeing today, and the originator of sin, why we see all this evil in this world. It's often blamed on God that he is the beginner author of evil, or why, if God is love, why is all this evil in this world? Where in fact, this book reveals and unmasks that Satan is behind all of the evil and turmoil that you see in this world, the suffering that you see in this world, the persecution that we see today in this world. You also will see in this book how our liberties of conscience are being stripped away. We're seeing this today. And prophecy that will be fulfilled should Christ's followers remain faithful, that they will no longer experience death, torture, turmoil. Tears will be wiped away and will be forever by faith redeemed and together forever with Jesus Christ, who died for human mankind. And those who had pierced him, mocked him, those who belittled him, and those who even belittle the laws, the commandments of God, they will see their wits end. They will see their fate as Jesus will come, and they will see that he was righteous and just all this time. And they will see in their life path records, all the opportunities that were missed, all the warnings and reproofs that were rejected, all the times that they mocked and ridiculed God's servants and preachers of righteousness. All this will be unveiled when Jesus returns. They will see that their punishment um, is just. The snares and false teachings that Satan brings forth, like with the wicked will burn forever. This book actually um, talks about that. It demasks all the false teachings that we hear today. Spiritualism, that the dead, we know biblically as Seventh-day Adventists, Protestants, we believe that the dead are sleeping. Death is asleep. It talks about also that the judgment are to take place, because if there were no resurrection, if everyone was to die and go to heaven right away, it doesn't make sense, right? This book unveils everything, all the deceptions and the lies of these false teachers that teach that you go to heaven right away. Even the wicked go to heaven right away, which doesn't make sense, because if the wicked don't accept heaven and purity and love and obedience to God's laws and commandments, they will not be happy in heaven. So this book demasks all the apostasies and false teaching and heresies that we hear circulated today. So yes, I really encourage you to read this book. Also, I feel impressed to share an encouragement and appeal. If you have received this copy, either from me or anyone of our brothers and sisters out there who are giving these books out, whether it's in French or English or other languages, if you haven't got the chance, read this book. Doesn't matter what denomination you are, your eyes will be opened. You will be inspired. I guarantee you. I've read it cover to cover, and your eyes will be opened. Also, I'm thinking to start a book reading club on Thursdays. I will post the link of the conference meeting below this video. And I would like to know your thoughts, your comments. If you've read the book, whether it's in English or in French or some other language, tell me your thoughts on this book, and share your testimony of you giving to someone who has read the book or is about to read the book or was transformed because of this book. Let me tell you, friends, I was weeping. I was transformed more and more. I'm falling in love more and more with the Lord, especially after reading this book, to know what our Protestant reformers who followed the footsteps of Christ, what they stood and died for. It's very humbling and reminding that we should not take the sacrifice of Jesus Christ for granted. All those, the Bible says, who live godly will suffer persecution. And so be encouraged. Read this book if you haven't already. I highly recommend it, called The Great Controversy. The Great Controversy by Ellen White. All right, that's it. So I will post link below. Feel free to like, share, and comment share this video, and share me your thoughts below this video below, to share your comments to let me know your thoughts after reading this book. Thanks again, and God bless.
Get right with God, His pardon is free. Get right with God, He's waiting for thee. Our Jesus is calling, oh, come unto me. Take Him, O sinner, and get right with God.